Hello Saxo fans, welcome to the Saxo on the road. It's a rare occurrence, I know. However, what I wanted to do first is just address a small elephant in the room. If you follow some of my social media, you might have seen that I advertised the car for sale, and it was up for about a week. Anyway, some of my motivation behind that was, well, I wasn't really using the car at all, it was just sat in the garage, and my mind works in a strange way in that I don't like using the car unless it's absolutely perfect. You know, even I don't like using it when it's not even clean. So because I haven't finished everything I want to do, still haven't done the front splitter yet. There's a few other things I've got in my mind that I'd like to do with it. I haven't done them yet, so I'm just not using it for that reason, which is silly really. So anyway, I advertised the car for sale. I had somebody interested in it. They wanted a video of the car on full boost, you know, giving it the beans. So I took it out, and during that drive I just realised I've put too much work into this car to let it go so easily. So I'm going to keep it, I'm going to use it, hence why I'm in the car today. We're off to a meet. I'm not usually one to go to meets that often, but I want to get some miles on it. So it's 50 mile away in Huntingdon, so we're off there today. But the other thing I've also put into action is I've booked a track day. So that 5% of usage case that I always said would happen is happening. It's going to be in this video. You've probably already seen from the thumbnail. So on the 23rd of July, evening session booked, we are going to Donington Park. So I'm looking forward to that, nervous excitement, keen to see what I can do, what the car can do. It's obviously going to be a fairly steady away session for me. I haven't been on track in over a decade, so I'm going to blow the cobwebs away, run it on low boost for probably half the time. Although I know what I'm like, as soon as I see the track, I'll probably just turn it up instantly. But we'll see, we'll see. So anyway, I'm going to get this meet done today. The car is staying, we're putting it on track, so let's get it done. I will see you at Donington Park. Fade out. Right then, Saxo fans, we're here, we've made it. So, session starts in about 5 minutes. I am nervous, to say the least. As I've said before, I haven't been on track for quite some time. So, the name of the game here is slow and steady wins a race. Well, not that there is a race, but yeah, I'll just be building myself up nice and steady, take my time and just sort of build myself into it really. So we'll go do the sighting laps, and then I'm going to come in, just check my tyre pressures, and then it's quite busy. There's quite a lot of cars here. It's been a long time since I did a track day and I don't remember them being this busy. So yeah, we'll try and sort of slot out and find a nice little bit of a rhythm. Maybe go out and do sort of 5 laps, come back, give the car a bit of a once over and all that sort of stuff. So let's get down to the end of the pit lane and go out with the sighting laps. Wish me luck. Hi Saxo fans, we are back in the garage with the car. So post-track day, let's cover three things. First of all, if you've just made it through 15 to 20 minutes of me crawling around Donington at a baby's pace, fair play to you, because I think watching other people's track time is really, really dull. So yeah, well done for that if you've got this far. To the car. So the car was absolutely faultless, like no issues with it in any way, nothing went wrong. I've got nothing to sort out when I get home, just got to clean the wheels off. Jobs are good and I can just carry on using it. Flaws, I would say, not issues, because their issues are problems I need to fix. It's got flaws in terms of it is obviously very soft, specifically for the track. So obviously on the road, it's on a 160-pound spring with a B8 damper all round, and that feels lovely on the road. It's really nice, compliant, you know, it's not too harsh. You can sit in it for a few hours and it's not a problem. But on track, that is very, very soft. And equally, I'm on an NS2R tyre, which obviously is a road tyre, and again, they felt quite soft in the tyre wall. The car's moving around a lot. It does feel a bit wallowy. It doesn't really come across in the track footage so much, but yeah, you could feel it moving, and it definitely needs to be a bit more stable on track. So whether I want to change that, I don't know. I need to have a think about it. So wheel and tyre package might have to change. Suspension might have to change if we're going to go and do more track work. It's probably okay if I'm just going to do 1 or 2 days a year, but if I'm going to up it a bit more, then maybe I might want to swap it over. So yeah, that's the car. So let's talk about the actual track day. Right, on to the actual track time. So I was booked on a Track Obsession, just an evening job, so 3 hours. I would say there was probably between 80 and 100 cars, I think, roughly signed on, which I think for an evening session was just mad. You know, Donington's not a big track, fairly limited time. Everybody wants to be out on track. It was just carnage. Firstly, to actually get out on track, you were consistently queuing in the pit lane to get out, and while I don't mind, you know, waiting for a couple of minutes, when you're sort of sat in the car for 10 minutes, it's a bit like, oh, come on. And then when you're out on track, it's just traffic. Like I don't think I had a single clean lap where I wasn't either caught somebody or moving out of the way for somebody. So that was disappointing. The rules about, you know, being on the left to overtake, you know, wait for a signal only on the straights, not in the corner, all that's out the window, like just totally forgotten and ignored. And I think part of that is like Donington, because obviously most of it's one big curve apart from the back straights. So yeah, that was disappointing. But I think the worrying thing for me, probably the worst thing, was just the variety of cars. And I'm not knocking people for bringing a slow car or a fast car, but when you've got people in like full-blown race cars, like proper pucker race cars, and they're obviously just using it as a bit of a test session, versus somebody in just a standard road car, like literally no mods, just a road car, like the speed differences in the braking zones and what have you are massive. And it, you know, you see these cars coming past and you think, wow, like, I mean, it's impressive, but equally, like, it's just dangerous. And then obviously coupled with the volume of cars on track, the general standard of applying the rules, yeah, I thought it was all it was a bit questionable, if you ask me. But it still didn't put me off. Loved the time, loved the session, and I would definitely do something again. Probably would avoid Donington evenings, to be honest. I think maybe down to the location. Obviously, being centre of the country, quite easy for a lot of people to get to, just off the motorway. And I mean, that's why I picked it, because it was just up the road, and it's dead easy to get to. So maybe I'll go for something maybe a bit further afield and do a full day, and hopefully get a bit more. Actual consistent, get your head down, lap times in. But yeah, I mean, other than that, you know, it was a great time, really enjoyed it. Right, so let's really quickly talk about what's next on the car. Right, and finally, so what's next for the car? I need to sort the front splitter out. I have started making the mounts for it, so these will go on the wishbones, and obviously you can see where the splitter's going to mount, so I've got a pair of those. One for each side. I need to make something for the front mounts, and I think mounting is the hardest part. So once the mounts are done, and obviously I can make the actual splitter itself, that'd be good. As I said earlier, I need to have a think about wheel and tyre combo. I think I want to drop down a size, so potentially I might sell these. These wheels are so rare. I don't know, I've said it before, I think, but I have never seen another set of these wheels come up for sale in 16 inch, never. 4x108 7J 16. So yeah, I'm hoping I'll be able to fetch a decent price. Obviously they're immaculate as well, so potentially I might sell those. Yeah, but other than that, I'd like to try and get the lower satchel bracing, which means I'll have to modify my exhaust a little bit because it does just sort of go straight through where it would go. So I might do that, but that might be a winter job. But yeah, so just sort of bits and bobs really, nothing special. Oh, and also I want to get the spoiler sorted. I've got this one up here I got off Carl, the green one. So that's like a standard spoiler, which I'm going to modify. So I'd like to get that sorted as well. Obviously it'll need paint and everything. But yeah, so just little bits really, nothing special, but obviously just sort of incremental improvements. Right, there we go then. So thanks for watching. Yeah, again, if you made it this far through watching 15 minutes of me crawling around a track, fair play. Right, anyway, so if you haven't, please click the subscribe button, the like button. It really does help. It motivates me and obviously satisfies the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you for the next one. See you then.